Yo, for real. Dede's diary session today was hectic. Yeah. And it made me wonder how Biggie does it. Because, frankly speaking, sometimes having conversations with these housemates in the diary room is like an extreme sport. Sometimes they forget that they are actually having a conversation with not just Big Brother, but also us, the viewers, So it's like they stay in character and forget that, okay, in the diary room, you can also release yourself, right? You can also come out of character and just be vulnerable, express yourself to us, the viewers in particular. At least let us get to meet who you truly are. And, just as we see the gamer in you in the main mansion, in the diary room, at least let us see the vulnerable side of you, But today's diary session with with the rest of the housemates that were yet to have theirs, guys, it was quite, oh my God, it was a lot. It was a lot. And even speaking about vulnerability, there's the likes of Menson who was taking it a tad bit higher. Okay, maybe not a tad bit, but extremely higher. I mean, we're seeing vulnerability, we're seeing the irritation of vulnerability, we're seeing the worst and the worst of it from Menson. And then there are others that, quite surprisingly were, being really vulnerable by letting us into their feelings for certain housemates. And then there was also Dede that was being a hard nut to crack. Yes, to the point that people that got really frustrated and just had to quickly move on with other questions, during her diary session. So yeah, today's diary sessions was quite interesting. And as usual, I'm just going to go ahead and summarize, all right, giving more focus to the important aspects of their interactions with Big Brother. So watch this video to the end. Don't skip out on any part so you do not miss out on anything. Also, just in case you tune into the Big Brother Naija channel on your TV and you see these housemates looking really weird, you see the guys wearing wigs, wearing the females' clothes, you see the girls looking funny, don't be scared. It's safe to watch, all right? They are only executing a task of impersonation as briefed to them by Big Brother, all right? And they are actually impersonating one another. So some people are acting like other people. It's just meant to be fun, just to break the ice in the house. And I don't know if there's anything that's going to come out of it just yet, but if there's anything, I will definitely let you all know, all right? But for the purpose of this video, it's all about the diary session, the final day of the diary sessions with the remaining 6 housemates, I guess. I'll get into the video right now. And of course, I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. So please do not hesitate to share, all right? And yeah, you're all welcome to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the T. To those of you who are newly subscribed, those of you who are new members of this community, you are all specially welcome. My sincere apologies for not welcoming you all earlier, all right? Things move really fast over here, but I'm glad that you're a part of us now. And don't worry, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay, anyways, all of that said, let's proceed with the rest of the details of this video. Okay, now, Menson was the first housemate to have his diary session today. And I'm going to be frank with all of you. I zoned out. Yeah? I zoned out because there's this pattern with Menson's diary session. Inside the house, Menson is like a lion. He roars really loud. He's very vocal. He's very, very playful, very, very expressive, talks as much as he wants and does whatever he wants to do. The guy is everywhere, right? You see a different personality inside the house. But the moment Menson walks into the diary room for his diary session, what you see is an entirely different character, almost like a toddler that is yet to form words for communication. It gets really frustrating because half the time, what's half the time? The entire time, Menson is crying. It's like a performance that is just very disgusting to watch. I'm sorry to say, but it has to be said. It's like it's a performance that you are forced to watch. You don't want to watch it, but you have to, because you're trying to make sense of the things that he is sharing during his diary session. But because of how distracting his crying is, and I'm not just talking about shedding tears, no, this is somebody that is crying like a child and babbling like my mother, and my mother, and then my mother. You know how a child is crying and then they're just blabbing and grumbling and you can't hear shit. It is so annoying. Very frustrating. Just very frustrating. That's it. Very frustrating. You cannot really hear what this guy is saying. And then there's this thing that he does. It's more like, I don't know if I should call it emotional blackmail or him trying to gaslight the viewers. It's like trying to guilt trip everybody watching him at that point in time. That I've really suffered in my life. I've really suffered in my life. My mother, I want to take care of my mother. My mother. So it's like he's trying to guilt trip you into declaring him the winner of the season. This guy started from the very first diary session of this season, and I pointed it out that, okay, fine, it's going to be raining tears this season, right? Fine, it's a strategy. People want to do it, right? So fine, go ahead and do it. May the best crier win. But then this is the 7th week, and Menson is still crying? Over what exactly? Who beat him? It's not like they ganged up on him inside the house and then they bullied him and then they wanted to beat him up or whatever. This guy is a one-man squad. Like, he stands his ground inside the house and he even joins in sometimes a gang up against certain other housemates. But when he comes into the diary room, he puts up an act. I mean, I'm all for housemates putting up an act in the diary room, but then when it becomes excessive, it becomes irritating. It's no longer entertaining. And that was exactly how Menson's diary session was. I completely zoned out because I could not hear the most of what he was saying. Like, literally, I could not really get what he was saying. I was literally straining my ears, racking my brains to really comprehend what he was on about, but it was really frustrating. And from Big Brother's tone, you could also sense Big Brother's frustration, because the way he does it, he's crying and he's grumbling and Big Brother is trying to encourage him, trying to console him. Of course, Big Brother is always coming with therapeutic words of encouragement. One would think that, okay, Big Brother has encouraged you, take it, use it to console yourself and let's move on. No. The more Big Brother encourages him, the more he grumbles like, my mother, where I'm from. He will not continue. He will not be increasing the whole nonsense. And Big Brother will encourage. He will continue. Big Brother will encourage to the point that today, Big Brother ran out of encouraging words. That Big Brother had to move on to other questions. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Crying is a very powerful strategy used in the diary room by housemates. But when it becomes excessive, it becomes irritating. And that is what Menson's tears are now. To the point of, even when he is seriously crying, I don't take him serious anymore. Because for me now, all of his tears are fake. And they are irritating to see. So I don't know about you guys. I'm sorry, I did not get Jack from Menson's diary session today. Yeah, because even other questions that did not relate to his life or whatever, the guy was still crying and trying to respond without really making sense. I rest my case there. Now, moving on, Joanna was the next housemate to have a diary session. Very interesting diary session. And she kind of spent a lot of time, you know, expressing how she missed her mom, missed her family, but also she did not realize how much she missed Faith in the 2 days that she was away from the house. And so coming back to the house and seeing that Faith also missed her the most, as a matter of fact, was the only person that really missed her the most, you know, it made her realize that, oh wow, that she actually has found a very good friend, and they have a lot of things in common, you know, like they mirror each other. They do not judge each other. They do not have unnecessary expectations of each other. I mean, she said it during her diary session, and even after her diary session, you know, the final question Big Brother always asked the housemate, oh, is there anything else you want to discuss with Big Brother? And she went ahead again to express how excited she was to return back to the house, and then realize that, oh, Faith was the only person that really missed her presence in the house, to the point that they even stayed up until 4 a.m. this morning just talking about any and everything, because, you know, they had missed each other's company so much. You know, it was something that was just really heartwarming for her. And from the way she was talking, guys, I was just looking at this girl, I'm like, has the love bug beating you finally? Because it seemed like it was only Faith that had that much affection towards her and for her, but then listening to her express her fondness of him and how much she really missed him and valued his friendship, it was really interesting to see. However, as much as I am happy for both of them, I still maintain that they really need to have a conversation about their friendship. They need to reevaluate their friendship because, Joanna has been very disappointing on different occasions. There are times where you expect your friend to not embarrass you in public, but Joanna would gladly do it. And for me, I do not think it makes sense. If you want to build a solid friendship with someone, you need to respect them in private and also in public as well. So yeah, that is just my opinion. I would love to hear from all of you. Now, moving on. Next was Dede. Dede's diary session was quite interesting. There was a bit of clearing the air that she did. Quite a lot of explanations was given about the situation of things between herself and Coin, and then there's also Jason J, and then there's also Isabella, and the way she relates with her fellow housemates in the house. So beginning with Isabella, she did not understand why Isabella would make such statements as to, after she and Joanna had been fake evicted, that now the house is more quiet. Now she can actually have conversations with Coin. Now she can do whatever she wants to do with Coin. For Dede, how does her presence in the house hinder Isabella from doing whatever she wanted to do? That it just did not really make sense. And the fact that with the way things happen in the house, there's always a lot of talking behind your back. People don't really come to your face to say what they want to say. So they carry a lot of negative speculations first before you then finally hear what has been said. That normally she doesn't really care. But at the same time, she was just really pissed. And then there was also the situation between herself and Coin last weekend after the Saturday night party where there had been speculations that she and Coin had kissed. She said that to her disappointment, it was Jason J, whom she thought was her friend. It was Jason J that had actually peddled that narrative around the house, telling people everywhere. And she was quite disappointed. And ladies and gentlemen, just to digress a bit here, you see, every time these housemates talk about their disappointment in people that did this and that to them, especially their friends, I find it really frustrating that they never ever muster up the courage or even feel the need to confront those people or possibly just have a conversation with them just to understand why they did what they did. But instead, they'll come to the diary room, they'll complain, and then they'll hold the grudge, and that is that. It's only just a few of them that make that bold step to go out there and clear the air and have all of those conversations. But for someone like Dede, she has said it before that whatever narrative you make of her, it is left to you. She's not going to be bothered to trying to clear the air or anything. I'm like, okay, fine, if it works for you. And now, this was the part where she had gone ahead to emphasize on how she has tried to not be bothered about housemates' perception about her. That she understands that, some of the things happening in the house, especially involving her name, that she has a role to play in it, because at the end of the day, that is why they are in the house. They're in the house to play the game, they're in the house to make noise, they're in the house to do whatever. So she's not going to shy away from taking accountability of the fact that whatever narratives are flying out there, she has a role to play in it. But then she's not going to bother herself by, worrying over narratives or perceptions that these people have about her. Because at the end of the day, she's not there for them. And so the conversation has shifted to connections and bonds. For her, she's the type of person that loves to, create boundaries so as not to get hurt. Because for her, she always asks herself that, okay, fine, in as much as she craves the need to confide in someone, to let people into her life, into her space in the house, the question she always asks herself is, what if things go south? What's going to happen next? Will this person take everything she has told them and go spread it out there to other people? And so for her, this is why she doesn't even bother building certain connections, especially in the house. If it was outside, it was a different case. But inside the house, it's kind of dicey. I'm just paraphrasing everything she said, okay? And people was trying to make her understand the need to build bridges. There was something Big Brother had said. Big Brother had said, if you always think of burning bridges, you might never see the need to build one. Yeah. Big Brother further said that bridges helps to keep you above water. And then it was so funny. I don't know if she was trying to be funny or if she purely did not understand what Big Brother said. And she was like, as far as she knows, that she's prone to how did she put it? She said she does not really like water. She has a phobia for water. So what's going to take her to water in the first place? And guys, that was just very funny. Like, I was really cracking up. So Big Brother was trying really hard to explain to her that what he is trying to say is that she cannot judge the end of a friendship without even starting up the friendship or even the connection in the first place. And that is what he's trying to say by, not burning bridges without even building those bridges first. And for Dede, she does not want to. She does not want to build bridges. She does not want to because it's a very risky business in Big Brother's house. So there was a bit of back and forth between Dede and Big Brother. Big Brother was trying to convince her, trying to help her understand. For Dede, there was no need and she was not going to at all. And you could sense that from Big Brother's tone, he was kind of frustrated. So he just had to move on to the next conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, you see here, I totally understood where Big Brother was coming from, because if Dede had actually been patient enough to understand what Big Brother was saying, what Big Brother was saying is what Dede is already doing in the house. There's no way you can be in Big Brother's house and play a solo game. One way or the other, you need to form alliances. I mean, look at Faith. As much as he's the smartest person in the house, he has alliances with Zita and most especially Joanna. Faith can survive on his own, but he needs to have at least one or two people that will be in his corner, so as to sort of protect him from undue elimination from the show. And that is how social experiments like Big Brother works. Yes, and that was exactly what Big Brother was trying to explain to Dede, but she wasn't getting it. Because if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, Dede has, right from the very beginning, has formed alliances, even though she's trying to make it look like, she's playing a lone wolf game in the house. No, she's not. From the very get-go, she had Mide, and then she had Jason J, and then Koyi, and then Kola. And then one by one, they started falling out. And now she's holding on for dear life to the one person that is still in her corner. And that is Kola. So her making it look like, she cannot form connections. No, she has formed connections already. But I feel like she's actually living in denial. She's actually lying to herself by not accepting her reality. That as much as she has portrayed herself or has claims that she is a closed book, that she does not know how to let people into her space, that she has her boundaries, she has completely broken all of those boundaries. And now, any Tom, Dick, and Harry is literally coming into her space. Look at the way she's now rolling with the likes of Rude Boy, who is very loose-mouthed. The way they play now, nobody would have ever foreseen this in week 1 or week 2. So what Dede does not realize is what she's actually opposing in what Big Brother was trying to explain to her, she's already living that reality in Big Brother's house. Yeah, but she doesn't realize that she has actually changed a lot. Dede has really changed. She has changed a lot. I was listening to a conversation with Kola today, and she was really sharing a lot of things with Kola. So she doesn't even know that she has changed. And that is the beauty of this social experiment. People go in there, by the time they come out, they're a complete different version of themselves. I hope she sees that she has actually changed. Because as far as I'm concerned, she's living in denial. Anyways, moving on. Almost Diary session was quite interesting. I'm going to be frank with all of you. She had a lot to say, and I think her conversation with Big Brother revolved around the sponsor task they had yesterday. She believed that her team was cheated in that whole situation. Big Brother had actually cheated her team. That was her stance, and I love the fact that she stood her ground in that conversation with Big Brother. And then finally, I think we have Rude Boy. Yes. So apparently, according to Rude Boy, it was actually Joanna and Dede that were complaining that they were tired of the secret room. It was probably claustrophobic for them. The fact that they did not really have liberty to really move around because the space was quite small. So he said that they were the ones that were complaining that they wanted to leave before the ninjas guided them out of the house and then returned them back into the house. You know, that left to him, he was okay living there. He was enjoying the privacy. He was enjoying the, you know, the intercontinental dishes that were being served in there. That for him, he has sold himself out to the experiment. So whatever people that wanted to do with him, he was all for it, you know. And if not for the two girls that wanted to leave, he did not mind staying there till the end of the week. And I'm like, oh, now it all makes sense why they served us that very lame, ridiculous re-entrance, you know, because I had on my previous video I had actually complained about how lame and meh it was, you know. So listening to Rude Boy's explanation, it made more sense. Yes, it made more sense. Now, there was something he had actually asked Big Brother towards the end of his diary session, which also got me thinking. Like, my mind was flying left, right, and center. So he had asked Big Brother for his photo on the photo gallery wall. He had told Big Brother that he could not find his photo there, that he hopes he is not completely out of the game, or because normally it is housemates that have been evicted that they get to remove their pictures from the gallery. Yes. So he was asking for that, and Big Brother said, you'll find out in due time. I say, hey, this is not good. This is not good, because what this means is there's probably something in the pipelines, right? There's something in the works that will kind of determine the fate of Joanna, Dede, and Rude Boy. And now it's getting me really worried. But I'm going to stop here because this is where the diary session ended. I would love to hear your thoughts about all I have shared on this video. So please go ahead and share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye.